I got an invitation to climb one of the highest artificial walls in the world. I can even set a route that will be in my style. Climb 80 meters above the city of Copenhagen. This invitation is not to be refused.
Initially it was meant to be ski area, a ski surface all over it. And we said, well, now we're getting a mountain in Copenhagen. We don't have any mountains in Denmark, and this is one of the flattest parts of the city. So let's use that for something more, like creating this green, lush landscape. And of course a climbing wall. Because as a climber in Denmark, where would you go? You have to go to Sweden to do multi-pitch climbing. We have no facilities for that. So the climbing wall is approximately 80 meters tall, which makes it perfect for multi-pitch climbing. In fact, you have to more or less have to change ropes during the way up. It's designed together with the whole climbing community of Denmark that have had a pivotal role. And we worked very closely with Voltopia, the climbing wall manufacturer, to sort of carve out the design. And if you look at the wall, there are some interesting features. It's, for instance, it's translucent. You can see through it on parts. And that is because we want to mimic the pattern of the whole facade of the building. So you have a combination of plexiglass and then the panels again. So, whenever you have time, come to Copenhagen, enjoy the mountain landscape, and do enjoy the climbing wall.
Hello. Have you climbed on it?
Yeah, once.
Oh,
Only once,
it looks massive. I'm
nice.
impressed.
Yeah, it's nice and exposed.
So we are on the top of this tower. We will go down at the base of the fourth pitch, and I will try to set using the pink holes with the aim of making 8B or 8B plus as the final pitch of our climb. Then we will go even lower, and Michel, the Routesetter, will set the finish of the third pitch through the most spectacular and steepest part of the overhang.
It feels pretty exposed here, considering you're on an artificial wall, you know? But I think it's gonna be really cool. Can't wait to try it. This is going to be the first time ever for me to climb a multi-pitch on the artificial wall. I mean, being up there and route-setting felt quite strange, and it makes you feel like you are quite intimidated. I think many years it's kind of difficult for me to experience any kind of fear while climbing on the artificial wall, but here I think it's really unique opportunity to, you know, get the adrenaline going a little bit. Right now, it's time to go down and start climbing. Hello, hello, nice to meet you too. The first two pitches are relatively easy. The third pitch we tweaked. We added some extra holes, so we set two spectacular dynos in the biggest overhang out there. And the last pitch climbs on the pink holes, and they're just really tiny and slopey, but there are some dynamic moves as well. So doing these moves 75 meters off the ground, so it's gonna be quite interesting, I think. I know you're climbing on this wall a lot, but you're connected to this place in a different way as well, no?
Yeah, exactly. We are doing a project in here, and I would love to tell you more about it.
Cool.
Let's just briefly talk a little bit about what is carbon removal. What we've done as humans is we've dug out carbon as oil and gas and burned it, which puts it into the air. Now, carbon removal is to do the opposite. So taking CO2 that is in the atmosphere or in plants and putting it permanently into the ground again to restore the balance. Now, the way we do it here at CopenHill is that we take biogenic waste, so that can be household waste that hasn't been sorted properly, or cardboard, or anything that has grown and taken CO2 from the air. And then when it's burned, in order to create energy and heat for Copenhagen, which is something we need to do anyway, when it's then burned and we capture the CO2, then we avoid the emission going into the air as it would normally. And then when we inject it into, in this case, concrete, it will stay in that concrete for thousands of years, which again moves it out of the fast carbon cycle. At Climate, we're super proud to have Mammut as one of the early supporters. And personally, being a climber, I'm especially happy that we have such a cool climbing brand coming here and climbing together with us. And it's really, really necessary to have these early backers who are supporting the technology so that we can prove that it's worked, we can improve it, we can make it cheaper and scale it up so that in the future it can really become a key part of reversing climate change, not just stopping it.
Oh, you took the most lightweight harness.
I was
but
like,
the belays are quite comfortable. No, like I actually use it for everything, but today, okay, I brought slightly
heavier.
Slightly more heavier.
Yeah.
But I think once you get used to climbing with this, climbing with any other harness, you feel so heavy.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know. I think, yeah, I guess that would be.
I'm really happy with this harness.
I'm mostly.
Such an amazing experience as you climb here in the city on the artificial wall, but you get to the actual summit and you have the same feeling, like almost the same feeling like climbing in the mountains. I think it's perfect opportunity for, let's say, beginner multi-pitch climbers to come here to give it a try in, let's say, like safer environment and then go for the real rock. My climb itself, first two pitches we just followed the red route, so it was fun but pretty chill. The third pitch we set this two huge dynos and I was really glad how it worked out. I didn't really get to practice these moves. We just put the holes there and we hoped for the best, and they are so much fun. You know, being 60 meters above the ground and making these two big dynos, it's very different feeling compared to if you did the same moves on bouldering wall. Woohoo! Ah, it's really nice. Woo!
Nice.
I think we said it brilliantly. This is such a fun move. Okay. Off belay. All right. Yeah. All right. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Okay, this was the first hard move. Ah.
That's good.
That it's good, that it's hard, you mean?
I want you to have some challenge.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, take. Ah, such a bummer. Okay, just lower. It's a very strange move because it's like it's partly dual text. So like it has a the left hand has a friction only at the very, very deep end of the crimp. The fourth pitch was actually pretty hard. I put the holds on the wall. I tried it a little bit on the top rope, and there were two moves that felt like too hard. One felt almost impossible. So then as I went down again, I tweaked it a little bit, but I didn't really have the exact holds that I wanted to have. So I made it a little bit easier, but it actually didn't make that much difference. And those two moves were hard. But overall, I think the pitch is really exciting. It's hard from the beginning to the top. And even the easy sections are not that easy. No! Ah! No! The last crux, which is this high step dyno into a bad crimp, is almost like a World Cup style boulder move, and it felt pretty nerve-wracking to do that at the end of the pitch. I think it worked out so well, and I'm quite curious if the route will get more people climbing on it in the future. I'm surprised how well set it is.
Huh? That's good.
And it's got more cruxes than I thought. Like after the first dyno, the next moves are much more tricky than I thought. Let's say if I had enough holds, I would not make it as hard. So the first place where I fell, I made it this way because I just did not have slightly better hold to tweak it. Yes! Yes! Nice! carbon removal is not an easy solution, but it's part of all the hard work we have to do to reach this very complex goal, reaching zero net emissions. And just like climbing, you can't really focus on just one thing. You can't really just focus on the power or technique or your mind game. But this, I think, could be seen as doing the first moves, or maybe just grabbing a tiny intermediate hold. But the important thing is that we are moving the right direction.